Look at that scarlet macaw. Notice how it's making different sounds. Some short ones and some longer ones.
Yes, it's fascinating. The calls seem to have distinct patterns. Kind of like syllables.
When I train new birders, we break down sounds into smaller units. Take this macaw's call. First, we learn to identify the basic sound units, the short craw and the long aw. Then, we learn how these combine into patterns like craw, aw.
That's exactly like phonemes and syllables. We teach students to break down butterfly into the individual sounds. Then they break words into syllables but butterfly. Then they put it all together. In my reading intervention class, we teach the 44 phonemes. There are consonants, digraphs, are controlled vowels where the letter R changes the sound. There are short and long vowels, double O vowels, and diphthongs. Most of my English language learners need to just learn a few new sounds and then learn how those sounds connect to spelling in English.
Precisely. And just like your struggling readers might mix up B and D, new birders often confuse similar bird calls. We teach them to listen for distinctive features. Is it ascending or descending?
That's like when we teach kids to look for visual patterns in words. We'll point out prefixes, suffixes, and roots that students might see again and again. Like tion is pronounced shun.
Exactly. So we have families of birds that have similar sounds.
Yeah, in English, there are some sound families that are tricky. Many of my students get tricked up by the double vowel sounds like AI or OU. Out and about sound different than you. Then we have touch and rough, which make a different sound. I ask my content team partners to point out some of these double vowel words and the silent E words. I point out when the word ends in E, the E is silent and it makes the vowel say its name. For example, page and vine. You know, even the word birding itself is a perfect teaching example. When I teach kids to decode words, we look for familiar parts.
How so?
Well, in birding we have the base word bird, a word most kids know, and the suffix, ing, which shows it's an action.
Oh, we do the same. Look at all these bird names. Woodpecker, flycatcher, chickadee. Each one tells us something about the bird, just like breaking down unfamiliar words gives readers clues to their meaning.
In this video, we've covered all the ways to support decoding in less than 2 seconds while you're reading a content text. We can point out sounds, reference other words from the same sound family, point out double vowels, and the silent E. And we can ask students to think about syllable breaks and word parts like prefixes and roots words. Do you have other quick tips for helping older students continue to build their decoding skills while in content courses? Share them. Stay tuned for the next video on comprehension.